Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Always exciting to be back.
Right. And this time, we're tackling a question that I think is on a lot of people's minds, especially with all the changes in the world these days. Is university, is it really worth it anymore?
It's a big question, and honestly, one that gets more complicated the more you look into it.
Exactly. And that's why we're diving into this awesome video from The Economist's YouTube channel. Have you seen this one?
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a really smart breakdown of the whole situation. Concise, too, which I appreciate.
Totally. Perfect for our busy lives. And what I really liked is instead of just saying, yes, university is worth it, or nope, it's a waste of time, they actually dig into the data. Like, which degrees have the best return on investment? The good old ROI.
Right. Gotta love some solid numbers to back things up.
For sure. And they even get into some surprising factors beyond just, like, the reputation of the university, the name brand, and all that.
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting because we all kind of have that idea in our heads, right? Like, go to the best school you can and you're set. But
Well, according to The Economist, it's not quite that simple. One thing that really stood out to me was the difference in potential earnings based on the degree you get. In England, for example, economics, medicine, computing, those grads see amazing returns,
makes sense. Those are fields in high demand globally.
right? But then on the flip side, there are degrees like creative arts, where it's, well, not as rosy a picture, especially for men. Less than 10% of male grads in creative arts see a positive ROI, meaning they might not actually earn back what they invested in their education. What do you make of that?
I mean, it's a stark contrast, right? And I think it reflects the broader economic trends we're seeing. STEM fields are booming. There's a huge demand for those skills, while the arts are facing a lot of saturation. But here's the thing. We have to be careful about just blindly chasing the money.
Oh, totally agree.
The video mentions this fascinating study from Norway where individuals were basically like funneled into STEM fields even if it wasn't their natural inclination.
Wow, so they weren't necessarily passionate about it.
Exactly. And guess what? They ended up earning less than if they had followed their passion into the arts.
That is so interesting. So it's not just about, like, picking the right degree based on the market. It's about actually excelling in a field that you genuinely care about.
Which, let's be real, is way easier said than done for most people.
For sure. Okay,
Yeah.
and another thing the video dives into is the whole elite university thing. Like, does it really matter where you go? The Economist's take is not as much as you might think. What you study matters more than where. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'd largely agree with that. It comes down to what they call a skills mismatch. You can have a fancy degree from a prestigious university, but if it's in a field that's like shrinking or becoming obsolete.
It's not going to do you much good.
Exactly. However, and there's always a however, there are nuances to consider when it comes to those elite institutions. They often offer things you can't get just anywhere. Powerful alumni networks, connections to specific faculty who are leaders in their fields.
So it's not just about the degree itself, it's the opportunities that come with it.
Right. Access to unique research opportunities, internships at top companies, things that can give you a real edge. So while I agree that the focus should be on choosing the right field, the school itself can play a role too. Not just the name on the diploma, but the doors it can open.
Okay, that's a really good point. So we're seeing that specific degree choices are super crucial and that the school itself can matter beyond just the prestige factor. But here's something from the video that honestly kind of blew my mind. Less than 40% of undergrads worldwide finish their degrees on time.
Yikes.
Think about that. More debt, delayed earning potential.
Yeah.
That's a huge impact.
Absolutely. And when you consider that in the United States, each extra year of university costs an average of, wait for it, $38,000.
Ouch.
In fees and lost income, it's no wonder people are starting to seriously question the value of a degree.
But at the same time, it's not like the data is saying degrees are worthless.
Right. And that's what makes this whole conversation so complex. The data still shows that, on average, graduates do out-earn those without degrees. Especially men, they see a lifetime difference of nearly $600,000.
Wow, that's a significant difference.
It is, but again, it's not a simple equation. There are so many individual factors at play.
So many variables.
Exactly. So to recap, it seems like choosing the right degree, being realistic about the role the institution plays, and finishing your degree on time. Those are all key factors in determining the value of a university education.
Okay, that's a good summary. So with all this in mind, does The Economist actually give an answer? Like, is university worth it? Yes or no?
Well, that's what I love about their approach. They don't give a simple yes or no, which honestly is more realistic.
Right. Like life isn't that black and white.
Exactly. They emphasize that the benefits really depend on your individual circumstances, your choices.
Yeah.
They want viewers to be thoughtful, to consider their own goals, their interests, their financial situation.
So it's about being strategic,
Yeah.
not just following tradition or assuming that university is the only airway path to success.
Exactly. It's about making informed decisions.
I like that. And it brings up another question that I think is worth pondering. If passion really can influence your success, and having specific in-demand skills is so key in today's world, how do you figure that out?
Ooh, good one.
Right, like how do you know what you're passionate about and what skills are going to be valuable before you invest all that time and money into a degree? That's something I think is worth really reflecting on.
Couldn't agree more.
So lots to chew on for our listeners today.
Always.
Thanks so much for this deep dive.
My pleasure.
And until next time, keep those brains working.